Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on HITID. Used to be HITIF. Ticker has changed since the reverse to HITID. Went over that in a previous video, so you can watch that and get more information about that. But back to HITID, ticker HITID. Currently trading at $7.51. Pretty good ratings on it as a buy, and there's some recent information that just came out about them. If you don't know what they are, you can watch my previous videos, but they're based in Alberta, based retail focused MJ Corporation. The company focuses on manufacturing and distribution of smoking accessories to wholesale and retail clients, as well as sells MJ products to retail consumers. HITID serves customers in Canada. And need to really watch this one if you're in MJ, because they're watching the United States. So when that goes through, they're going to be probably flooding the United States with their retail chains. I think currently they're at 85 or 86, and trying to get up to 115 retail locations by the end of the year, and the rate they're going, I think they will for sure do it. So here's some of their subsidies. I love these names: Smoke Cartel, Grass City, Metagrowth, and got some information over here. When it comes to the world of MJ stocks, investors have no shortage of options, and one MJ penny stock that has caught investors' attention recently is a HITID. Like I said, it used to be HITIF, and then they changed, went through the reverse, so now it's HITID. Stock was trading hands around 10 cents. The HITIF stock price today clocks in at 50 cents, and this is a little bit older article, but still some good information in here. So it's considered to be something like the Walmart of MJ, so that's what I've considered it. But the stock could have the potential to 10x investment opportunity as it turns into something like a Walmart. So you might see these on a lot of different corners eventually. So plus it's a relatively lower priced stock with a lot of potential, a lot of good catalysts. That's why I like following this one. I'm a long-term holder on this one. Again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion. But if you have this one, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis, and that'd be interesting to know. And if you have any further information on this one that we can share, go ahead and list that as well. So on the brick and mortar side, the company operates about 85 stores across multiple provinces. The company is the biggest in Alberta, where HITID operates around 55 stores, which by our numbers gives the company roughly 10% retail store market share in that province. So a good chunk of the business goes to HITID. In the e-commerce, which is another good catalyst on this one, HITID owns multiple websites that we've kind of already went over: Grass City, SmokeCartel.com, and each of which sells MJ and smoking accessories to folks in both Canada and United States. Company is growing very quickly due to both higher sales per store and rapid unit expansion. In 2020, revenues grew a whopping 166%. Last quarter, they rose an even faster 179%. And with more states becoming legalized, whether it be medicinally or recreational in the United States, I would just consider this number to be even higher, especially if we get it legalized on a federal level someday. So, which I don't know, I project 2 to 5 years could be. So the Walmart of MJ Now that you know the company, here's the bull thesis, and I'm a total bull when it comes to this one. Canadian MJ market is highly fragmented. Consolidation and centralization will be necessary to meet surging demand over the next few years because there are already so many MJ stores in Canada, over 600 stores in both Alberta and Ontario, and the infrastructure is already there. The most logical way consolidation will happen here is through acquisition. So some companies will emerge with a ton of cash, acquire everyone in the space, and rebrand everything under one common retail chain. And I've kind of already seen that. Aurora doing some of that, Aphria, Tilray doing some of that, Sundial I believe is doing that. However, they've let me down numerous times, but you can find those videos in my library as well. So, second, the company has the cash to execute on the strategy. HITID is sitting on $33 million in cash on the balance sheet, which is a lot for a Canadian MJ retailer. And so that's always a good sign to see them sitting on cash, so they have funds to deploy into whatever they choose. If they do this tiny $340 million company, will soar. So, and I missed this part as I've went over this in previous videos. The backing of Aurora and Aphria give HITID more resources to potentially tap into more acquisition firepower down the road. And fourth, HITID is already profitable, so liquidity constraints aren't a concern, and in the near future the M&A strategy could be driven by cash flows from the business. For these reasons, we believe HITID is a fairly good chance of consolidating and centralizing Canadian MJ retail market under its brand. And feel free to pause and go over the rest of the information there for yourself. And this is another thing that I thought it was a really great opportunity for the company. HITID achieves further recognition with addition to the MJ ETF THCX, which I've covered here on the channel a time or two. I own all of these ETFs. There's THCX, I think MSOS, MJ is a pretty popular one, but this is THCX. You can find that in my library. I'll try to link those in the description as well. This just dated on the 18th, so just 2 days ago. Retail-focused MJ Corporation, enhanced by manufacturing and distribution of consumption accessories, is pleased to announce today that has been added to the MJ ETF THCX. The THCX listed on the New York Stock Exchange. The THCX tracks the Innovation Labs MJ Index, a portfolio of 33 stocks that is expected to benefit from the growth of the legal global MJ cannabinoid and hemp industries. So very good catalyst for this one, getting it into a ETF. This kind of goes over a little bit more about the ETF, and like I said, I've made videos on those. I will go ahead and link that in the description. This kind of goes over some of their other locations: Ontario, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. This goes over their retail segment: Canna Cabana, Kush Bar, Meta MJ Company, Meta MJ Supply, New Leaf, and so on. FabCBD.com, CBDcity.com, and the list goes on with this one. And also the key investors in the industry, two of the bigger single play MJ companies, Freya and Aurora. This is kind of some of the same information, just a different article. I'll slowly scroll through. If you'd like to pause and read this, it's basically the same information. HITID announces up-deal bought deal public offering to $20.2 million, and this is just dated on the 19th. So kind of goes over the wealth partners on behalf of the syndicate of underwriters to increase the size of previously announced bought deal public offering. And this kind of goes over the price, an aggregate of 2,100,000 units at a price of $9.60 per unit, for aggregate gross proceeds to the company of $20,160,000, the offering. So just some more information for you to go over in regards to this particular stock, and again you can find this on newswire.ca. And if you want to read more about HITID, this goes over more about HITID here. Over here to StockTwits, low of 147, a high of 1329, $302 million market cap, and volume of 96.27 thousand shares. So not a whole lot on this one. Finally an order filled more on that dip. More this morning, 3,000 total added in the last 2 days. Lots of idiots flowing through the block button. Might have to get hot like the Fed money printer. Love StockTwitch. Never know what you'll run into on here. Looks like that's about all the information. We've already touched on the highlights. But that's all that I have on HITID. If you have this one, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis and any other information you have on this one that we can share and go over. That would be interesting to know. And again, smash that like button, hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that. That would really help out the channel as well. So, and I thank you for watching. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.